I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Rome Pre-Owned Sales, located at 949 Floyd Avenue in Rome. If you're in the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle and great customer service, make sure you check them out. A special thank you to General Manager Anthony Mariani for his support of the Rockpile Sports Network and local sports here in the Mohawk Valley. Your sponsorship truly helps us continue to highlight our athletes, coaches, and teams. If you or your business are interested in sponsoring the Rockpile Sports Network, feel free to reach out to me directly at coachkorg23@gmail.com. Let's welcome everybody to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch here on Sunday morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. I'm your host, as always, the Coach Little C, and today I've got a special hour lined up for you. It's an all RFA basketball edition of the podcast here this morning. Sectional basketball is heating up. Both the boys and the girls programs are getting ready for a huge Section 3 semifinal matchups. Both will take on Bishop Ludden. The boys had a close one with them right at home. I think they had lost by 3 or 4, but we'll talk to Coach Medicis here in just a little bit. And then the girls will take on Bishop Ludden, who is the top seed. So we're going to break it all down, the journeys, what it takes to prepare for playoff basketballs, and the keys for both teams punching their ticket to the Section 3 finals. Joining me this morning will be RFA boys head basketball coach Nick Medicis, who his squad continues to make noise in the postseason. We'll talk to him about their big win against rival Proctor in the rubber match this past week. And that'll be followed up by the assistant girls coach, NikkiJo Vescio, representing a talented girls program that's ready for their own big semifinal challenge. We'll talk matchups, preparation, team culture, all that and more. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to talk some basketball with us here this morning on the show. I want to want to run through some of the brackets just before Coach Medicis gets set to join us. On the boys' side in AAA, top seed of Liverpool advanced. They beat Syracuse Academy of Science 72-51. CNS was in the 4-5 game. They beat CBA 56-38. So Liverpool will play Cicero North Syracuse. That game is scheduled for Wednesday night at Janesville DeWitt High School. RFA, they beat rival Proctor. We'll talk about that game. They went on a huge 22-9 run in the fourth quarter. They beat Proctor 74-49. And Bishop Ludden beat Baldwinsville 81-63. So RFA will play at Janesville DeWitt High School. They'll play the night game. They'll play at 7 o'clock against Bishop Ludden. And the game prior will be Liverpool and CNS. We flip over to the Class AA matchups in the brackets. Nottingham, the top seed, they will play Carthage. They beat Carthage 88-54, so they advanced in the semifinals. These games are at Liverpool High School on Monday. They will play Fulton, who beat Central Square 63-50. The bottom half of the AA bracket, we did have it upset. 6-seeded Henniger beat number 3 seed West Jenny 50-47. Henniger advances to the semifinals where they will play East Syracuse Manoa, who beat Watertown 73-57. Those games will be played on Monday night. Those games are at Liverpool High School. Moving on to Class A on the boys' side, these games will be played at East Syracuse Manoa High School. West Hill, the top seed, they advanced by beating Indian River 94-41. Janesville DeWitt beats CVA 52-43, so West Hill will play Janesville DeWitt. Lowering out the bottom half of the bracket, New Hartford with a big win over South Jeff, 72-60. New Hartford punches their ticket to the semifinals where they will play Institute of Technology, the number 2 seed. Those games will be played at East Syracuse Manoa on Tuesday night. We'll head over to the Class B brackets on the boys' side. Marcellus, they punched their ticket to the finals, where they will play, the semifinals. They will play Lowville. Lowville beat General Brown 84-55. And then the bottom half of that bracket, Mount Markham beat Salve, and Skinny Atlas beat Casanova. So the final 4 will be played at Phoenix High School. So Marcellus will play Lowville, and then the bottom half, it will be Mount Markham and Skinny Atlas. That is the Class B. Moving on to Class C, Cooperstown's dream season continues. They will play Dodgeville, the 4 seed. Dodgeville beat Tully 57-55. And then the bottom half of that bracket, the boys, Frankfurt Schuyler having a great year. They will play Cato Meridian, who is the 2 seed. Those games are being played at SUNY Morrisville. Those games are tomorrow night. And then rounding out the Class D bracket, Coach Mark Smith and Oriskany, they punched their ticket. They beat Brookfield 94-47. They will play Madison, who beat the town of Webb 83-35. The bottom half of that bracket, DeRuyter beat Copenhagen 80-50, and Sackett's Harbor beat Belleville Henderson 62-31. Those games will be played right here at Rome Free Academy. Oriskany will take on Madison at 5 o'clock, and then Sackett's Harbor and DeRuyter will play at 7 o'clock. Those games are scheduled for Wednesday night right here in Rome. Heading over to the girls' side, and we'll talk to Coach Vescio at the bottom of the hour. Rome Free Academy, I guess you can say, pulled off an upset. I'm not really sure how that seeding panned it out, or if it was a point system, which I'm sure it was. I didn't really take a look at Liverpool's schedule, but Liverpool was the 4 seed who Rome Free Academy beat earlier in the year. They beat them 60-50, so Rome Free Academy, as mentioned here on the preview, they will play the top seed Bishop Ludden, who had a bye in the first round. In the bottom half of that bracket, CNS beat Syracuse West 64-40, and Baldwinsville had a bye, so CNS will play Baldwinsville, and the winner will punch their ticket to Saturday's Section 3 final. These games are played at Corcoran High School. They are played Tuesday night, so Rome Free Academy will play Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. If we move down in the brackets, let's go down to the double A's. Nottingham, the top seed, they will play Fayetteville Manulus. FM beat Fulton 61-49. Nottingham all over Carthage 62-31. The bottom half of that bracket, Oswego beat Whitesboro 67-60. And then Henniger beat Central Square 55-40. So the semifinals are set. Nottingham will play Fayetteville Manlius, and Oswego will play Henniger. Those games are scheduled to play on Tuesday night at Salve High School. Let's kick over here to, let me just pull this up. We'll go from the double A's to the single A's. Utica Notre Dame, they advanced by beating Chittenango. So Utica Notre Dame will play Jamesville DeWitt, who beat CVA 56-22. The New Hartford girls punched their ticket. They beat VVS 48-32. So the New Hartford girls will play Christian Brothers Academy, who beat Mexico 60-23. So the top 4 seeds advance. These games will be played on Monday night tomorrow. They will be played at VVS High School. Notre Dame will play at 7, and New Hartford will play at 5 o'clock. We move down to the Class B. Let me just pull that back up here. Class B on the girls' side, Marcellus, the top seed, they advance. They will play Skinny Atlas, who beat Cazenovia. And then on the bottom half of that, Little Falls beat Clinton 39-36, and Holland Patton beat Oriskany Westmoreland 42-37. So Marcellus will play Skinny Atlas. In the bottom half, Little Falls will play Holland Patton. These games are both scheduled for tomorrow night. They will play at Central Square High School. Let's move down to Class C. The semifinals are set here. Frankfurt Schuyler, the top seed, they will play Hamilton, as Hamilton beat Tully 40-30, and Weedsport will play West Canada. Weedsport winners against Dodgeville 56-51, and West Canada beat Onondaga 52-33. So the semifinals here are set. They will play at SUNY Morrisville. Frankfurt Schuyler Hamilton will play the 6:45 game, and then the 5 o'clock game will be Weedsport and West Canada Valley. Moving over and finishing out the brackets on the D side for the girls, the semifinal matchup, top seed of Lafargeville will play Fabius Pompey, and Copenhagen will play Sackett's Harbor. These games will be played on Monday night at Watertown High School. Copenhagen Sackett's Harbor will be the 5 o'clock game. They will be followed out by the nightcap, Lafargeville and Fabius Pompey. Boys ice hockey. I'll get through some of these, and we'll bring Coach on. I want to keep him waiting. Um, RFA, as I said, fell to Cazenovia 2-1. That was the upset, as Kaz was the 6th seed. West Jenny advances by beating Baldwinsville 6-1. So West Jenny and Kaz, they will play tomorrow night at 7:45 for the Section 3 finals. I'll get into the other pairings here in just a little bit. I'm going to bring one of the co-hosts. Haven't had him on here in a little while. RFA boys basketball coach Medicis joining me from the car, right, Coach?
In the car today.
All right, it's better than nothing. How's it going this morning?
It's going. It's been a busy morning so far, so we've been up and at it early and we're ready to go.
So, Coach, let's start with the Proctor game, and then we'll talk about the Bishop Ludden one. You guys had a big 75-49 win, a huge fourth quarter for you guys. It was the rubber match. You guys each got each other on the road in the regular season. What impressed you this time about the team's performance?
I thought defensively we really did a good job. We rebounded. I thought last time when we played them, they really beat us up on the boards. So we made it a point of emphasis going in that we really had to get on the boards and limit them to one shot, and then we can get out and run and play fast, and that's when we're at our best. And I thought defensively we did a really good job. We were good on the boards. We out rebounded them. If we don't turn the ball over and give them free points, that might have been our best defensive performance all year. So, yeah, the kids bought in. We worked hard. We played team defense, and we got the result we wanted.
So, Coach, early in, I think, well, I'll say it was mid to late January, you guys had lost to Proctor and Liverpool. Then, since then, this team, I think, has won 6 in a row heading into the Ludden game. What's changed the most for you guys since those two games?
Well, I think guys just kind of still were trying to feel out what their role was. We were still trying to figure out our rotation and where people fit in. And I just think this team has gelled. We've had a really challenging schedule. We've really been pushed. We've had a bunch of injuries and other things that have caused us to not be at full strength. Sickness has gone through this. You name it, we've gone through it. So I think we're finally healthy. And I think everybody's bought in at this point. I think everybody kind of has an idea what their role is, and at the end of the day, everybody just wants to win. You can look at the last game and see Luke Hammond had 2 points, and we won by 25. So these guys just want to win, and that's what it's about.
And Coach, I know I asked you about Serafia earlier in the year too. He goes for 26 in that game and sets the tone. And I was at that game, and at one point I said, if I'm coach, I just get him the ball and say, you got to take this game over. And he made a lot of big shots. What makes him so special for this group?
Well, he's a coach on the floor. I mean, he's a guy that's had the keys to the program now for 5 years. He's been through everything. He's seen everything. He's been through the highs. He's been through the lows, and you know what you're getting with him. You're not gonna phase him. You're not gonna frustrate him. He's gonna play through things, and at the end of the day, he's made big shots. He's made big plays. So you can't count out experience at all. So when a guy's seen everything, done everything, seen every coverage, seen every zone, nothing really startles him. So at the end of the day, you want the ball in your best player's hand, and he's going to make plays, and we'll live with the results every time.
Coach, I know he's been with you, I think, since what? I think he started since he was an eighth grader.
Started
Um,
as an eighth grader.
what's been his biggest growth since the time he was at eighth grader to where he's at now?
Well, I think when he came up as an eighth grader, he was a shy kid that didn't really want to step on anyone's toes or say much, especially being around a bunch of juniors and seniors, and just the leadership and the fact that he's really taken full control of this team, and he isn't afraid to speak up. He doesn't say it very often, but when things need to be said, he has no problem saying it because, like I said before, he just wants to win. He doesn't care how it's done. He doesn't care if it's him scoring or him getting everybody involved. And that's what good players do. They make people around them better. And he's the perfect example of someone that makes every single person that he plays with better.
Coach, this is the I think the third consecutive semifinals. You're back-to-back semifinals. Last year it was Liverpool. The year before, I think it was CNS. What lessons have you guys learned from those two games heading into another semifinal?
Well, I think you have to make your own breaks. We're, I'd say, a bounce of the ball in each game away from playing for a section final. So when you're in that position, you're close, and it makes you question a lot of the decisions that you do. And because the reality is one other play, one other call, one decision could have changed the results of the game. So we've been close, and we thought, going back to last year, we thought we were pushed around and we weren't as physical. So we spent the offseason getting more physical, getting in the weight room, kind of changing the mindset of how we play. In the past, we've been high flying, scoring in the 80s and 90s team. And we realized to win a sectional title, the game slows down and you got to be able to execute in the half court. So it's really been a point of emphasis to be able to play in the half court, win those slower games, win those games when you need a stop, you need a basket in the half court, and you have to be able to execute. And in the last couple of years, that's been something we struggled with, and I think this year we're probably better in that area than both teams the past 2 years.
So, coach, incomes, or I shouldn't say income, and you got to go. It's a neutral game, but the last time you guys played Ludden, 81-78 was a really good game. What stands out when you go back and watch that prior game?
We stunk. That's what stands out. We stunk. We were 4 of 26 from three, and they were 14 of 25 from three. We didn't play very well. We didn't get loose balls. Um, and we still had a shot to win the game. We had the ball in Serafia's hand with 12 seconds to go, and he's taking a 10-footer, and we'll live with that result every time because the majority of the time that ball is going to go in. So we didn't play very well. Credit to them. They came out and shot the ball extremely well. Their role guys really stepped up, and they have an absolute superstar in Jazar. And it's going to be a tough matchup. They have some players. It's not a one-man show. They're a good team, and they won the section last year, and they return, and as a 2 seed, they've had some big wins throughout the year. It's definitely going to be a tough test for us. We definitely have to play well to beat them.
And you mentioned Jazar. He just signed to play basketball at Manhattan. He had 27, 9, and 6 against you guys the last time. What makes him such a difficult matchup?
Well, I just think he can score in so many different ways. He can get to the basket. He's quick. He's got that really quick first step. When he was younger, you could push him right or push him left and get away with that. Now he can go left. He can pull up. He can get to the basket. He scores at all three levels. He's stronger, and he's playing above the rim. I mean, he's a special talent, and he's a great kid. That's the most important thing is you'll never hear a bad thing about him. His attitude. He's a great teammate. He's a great leader. He's going to be successful at Manhattan. So, you're happy for kids like that, but at the same time, we have to figure out a way to keep him in front and contain him because you're not gonna stop Jazar. You're just gonna try to contain him and keep him in front as much as you can.
Yeah, and you mentioned the role players. They had 5 out of 7 of their players were in double figures, the last time you guys played. But I want to have you talk to us a little bit about Cordell Williams because I think Cordell has been really big for you the last 2 or 3 games, and especially that Proctor game. It seems like he's developed as the year went on. How big's he got to be for you guys next week?
To do um, all the little things and control the middle of the paint. I mean, he's had some really good games this year. The Bishop Ludden game, the first time we played, he had a double double and played really well. So he's definitely improved as the years gone on. It's a lot of confidence with him. We also got to do a better job of getting him the ball and finding him in space when he's open because as you saw against Proctor, he's got a nice touch around the basket. He can
Yep.
finish. He can go right. He can go left. But it's a matter of confidence with him, and if we can get him going, he's a huge part of this team. And you know, when we have him going, we're a completely different team than when he's not there. Um, Craig Miles has been unbelievable for us. He's given us everything, especially coming off his injury. Um, but Cordell at 6'9" can really control the middle of the paint and control the inside, and he's a game changer. So we've seen throughout the year in spurts. We just need him to be more consistent.
Coach, and Rome travels well. The fans around here love following Rome in the playoffs, no matter what sport it is. How nice is it and how big is it for you to have the community backing you as well during this run?
Well, I'd say the community has been awesome. And it's not just this year; it's been, for a while. I mean, we've had some unbelievable crowds lately. The Proctor atmosphere was unbelievable. It was loud. They were chanting, and we had all the hockey guys in the front row standing and chanting all game. It's what high school sports should be. To be in a community where they back your program and they travel and support you is a great thing. We're pumped and looking forward to it.
And coach, I was just talking about this week as well. When I look at the AAA, the brackets, I kind of feel like this year's brackets are kind of wide open. I think anybody can win this if anybody gets hot here at the right time. But is that how you feel too? Do you feel this year is different than last year? I know every year is different, but I just feel like this year it's more different than it's ever been.
Well, I thought last year those four teams were all really good. I could argue that all four teams this last year are better than all four teams this year. This year, we lost a lot of the star power that we had. The CNS guys have left. The big kid from Ludden left. The big kid from Liverpool left. Their point guard left. Our two guys left. There's a lot of really good players right now playing in college that played in that AAA last year. This year, it's wide open. There's still some really good players, but I'd say it's more balanced this year. I can make an argument for any of the four teams that they could be the favorite going in. CNS gets hot, they can shoot the ball and shoot them well themselves right into a game. Liverpool clearly earned the number one seed, so they're the team to beat. Ludden's the returning champs with a Division One signee, and we have Sarafia, and we have Luke, and we have Cordell, we have Ethan. We have a ton of talent with us as well. So I think it's wide open. I think it could be anybody's game. And really, it comes down to who plays better. I mean, you go into last year's game, and the 1 and 2 seed both lose in that semifinal. Who knows what's going to happen this year? We just know that we're playing our best basketball right now at the right time, and we're exactly where we wanted to be. At the beginning of the year, playing for a sectional semifinal, playing our best basketball going into March.
So, coach, answer me this one: RFA wins next week if you do what?
Play defense. We play defense and rebound. I think we win the game. I think key to us making any sort of run in this sectional tournament is the defense. It starts at the defensive end. If we can prevent them from having easy baskets and really make them work and earn the points that they do score, I think our Achilles heel is when we needed to get a stop. We haven't gotten that stop, and we're able to play good team defense, have great rotations, contest and make every shot difficult. Rebound, I like our chances.
Well, coach, listen, we got to get you back on here again. We got to get the crew back together. Pags, you and the stat man when the season's over. Hopefully we can get the crew back together. But listen, good luck next week.
Yeah, we definitely got to get together. That's for sure. I mean, these Sundays have been busy, especially with my daughter playing lacrosse. But hopefully the snow goes away, so the schedule changes. But yeah, we definitely got to get. I haven't seen the stat man in a while. I saw, Professor Pags dressed up at that last game, looking good on that Notre Dame sideline. But yeah, I haven't seen the stat man in a while. So we definitely got to get the crew back together because yeah, it's I miss it.
Well, listen, man, go make it happen next week. I know you guys will play hard, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we're talking again as you prepare for our Section 3 finals.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Rock.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
So that was RFA boys head basketball coach Nick Medicis joining us from the car. I think he was on his way to lacrosse. Yeah, so coach has, they've played really well. They've played a tough schedule. This year he always plays a tough non-conference schedule, and this year was no different. They've played well here down the stretch. Cordell, I think, has been really good. If he plays well, I think they can win it all and even make a run in the state tournament as well. So Thanks to Coach Medicis for jumping on with me here this morning. And I got to send, we'll have Coach NikkiJo is going to join me here in just a little bit. Coach Bev was out of town, so I had to see if she would pinch hit for me, and she did. So she's going to be joining me here in just a little bit. So we'll talk to Coach NikkiJo here in just a moment. So make sure to stay tuned in here in a few minutes. I got to resend her the link. She said she didn't get it, but I'm pretty sure I sent it to her earlier in the week. But that is okay, Coach. I just sent it to you, Nick, so you should have it. So we'll have her on here in just a little bit. But as I said, those final four teams in AAA, I think anybody can win it. He's got, in my eyes, I think he's got the best. We have the best point guard in the area in Serafia. They may have the best player in the area, but I think Serafia would probably have something to say about that one. And the last time they played, it was a really good matchup right here at RFA. It was 81-78, and as Coach Medicis said, they had a shot to win it. At the end, Serafia with about 12 seconds left had a 10-footer that he missed, and then I think they got the rebound, had another shot at it as well. So it'll be a good matchup. Ludden's got a really good supporting cast as well, and so does RFA. So it might come down to maybe what supporting cast steps up down the stretch. So we'll have Coach NikkiJo on here in just a little bit. On the girls' side, as I was mentioning earlier when I was reading through the brackets, RFA will take on Bishop Ludden is the top seed on the girls' side. They are 16-4, and prior to coming in, they're on about a 6-game winning streak as well. And that game will be played on Tuesday night. That is the 7 o'clock game that's being played right at Corcoran High School. And then the earlier game on the girls' side, CNS is the 3 seed. They're playing Baldwinsville. That game is at 5 o'clock. RFA will play at 7. And then the championship game will be played Saturday at 4:30 at SRC Arena, which is at OCC. So we'll talk to Coach here in just a moment. There she is now. Let's bring her on here in just a moment. All right. There she is. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, Rocky. How are you?
I'm doing good this morning. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad.
So listen, let's dive into this thing here for the girls. We just had Coach Medicis on. It's so crazy you guys are both playing Bishop Ludden, except your Bishop Ludden is the top seed, but it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it. So, Coach, first let's start off. Congratulations heading into the semifinals. You guys are riding a 10-game winning streak, so playing some good basketball. What stood out to you the most about this group during that run?
I mean, just taking the team as a whole, when I first came on, I couldn't believe how talented they are. From the 5 starters to the bench players that come in off the bench, we are so heavy offensively. And to have that many kids that can score, especially in high school girls basketball, is like unheard of. Like, usually you get your teams, you got your offensive player, maybe 2, if you're lucky, 3 good scorers on a team. But we literally every single kid can shoot and score. So I mean that just speaks volumes for itself. But going on this run that we had, the kids are really buying in. We said it from day one. Me and Coach Bev said that to the girls that you guys can win it this year. Coach Bev knew way more than I do because it's my first year back into high school basketball and stuff. And he goes, "Do you really think so?" And I just seen our kids. I didn't even play against anybody. We didn't even play against anybody yet. But I said, "Coach, you got talent here." He did a great job with the program so far and with the girls. And we just told them from day one that they can win the whole thing. And I think now they're really starting to see it and they're buying in. Having so many scorers on a team is kind of a curse too, though, because, they all can shoot, they all can score. So we have improved a lot on that throughout the season of them realizing, okay, yeah, maybe I'm open with 27 seconds, but let's get the best shot we can. And they've really locked in these last games and noticed that, playing together as a team and getting the best shot compared to the first open shot. And I think that's what's really making a difference Um, we've really took a quote from the boys we've seen. It goes, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me, but always us. And that just is literally our team to a T. And I think they all have noticed that throughout the season that, sometimes it's, Haley being the leading scorer as Mira, but then there could be our centers like Bella Cunningham, our posts, and also kids that come off the bench have been our leading scorers of the game. So at any point, at any game that we have, any one of them can be the leading scorer, but there's so much more to that they have to do their part depending on who we're playing, and they've really bought in, and I think that's what's making a difference.
So late December, you guys traveled out and played in that Hoop Hall Invitational and played some really good teams out there. Any lessons that came about from playing that type of competition to when you guys came back in the league play here around this area? Any lessons from that tournament?
Yeah, it definitely showed us, what competition is out there. We're used to the teams around here and going that and getting on the road and traveling and staying overnight. They've really learned the different competition that's out there. But I think then it was a great bonding experience for all the girls and us being together. We got different dynamics on the team and really going and, staying overnight. It gives you that AAU feeling. And a lot of our girls play AAU, but not on the same team. So I thought it was a great experience to go, and they really bonded, all of us, with the coaches and the players. And then the boys team was there too. It was a really fun experience.
So I was just talking to Coach Medicis, obviously, about the senior leadership from Serafia, and you guys have another senior guard too, and Haley Boswick, who I had on the show earlier in the season for 1,000-point scorer. How much does her leadership play for you guys, and how important is it?
Oh, I could sit here and, talk all day about Haley. Um, every coach's dream is a kid like Haley. She just, she's locked in every day. She's responsible. She's mature. She's got a great attitude. She never talks back. Whatever you tell her to do, she's like, okay, coach, and she gets it done. The main thing, Haley's not as vocal as we would want her to be. She just leads by example. So, I mean, that's what happens. She's consistent every single game, every single practice. And I think the girls realize that and look up to her in that way, that she doesn't necessarily have to be vocal because she just gets the job done. And I mean, she comes every day, works hard. She's there, and we know what we're going to get from her. So that consistency is a huge piece of it. And she, the girls realize that they know Haley's going to play tough. Haley's going to get rebounds. Haley's going to score. Haley's going to distribute the ball, and she's going to be a team player.
And how big is it? I even feel like you're talking about when you talk college basketball and tournament play, it always comes down to the guard play. Usually the team that has the best guards, that's been through some tough times, throughout the season, usually finds a way to win games. How important is it for you to have a senior guard like Haley that's been through some of those moments in her career?
I think it's very important. I mean, I don't want to take away from the post because I think the guards just get more notice. The post players, they're in there battling, they're rebounding. They got to do all the small things for the guards to, get the ball, get the outlet and go. They're setting screens. They're doing all the stuff that kind of goes unnoticed, where the guards, we want the ball in the hands of the guards. They're bringing it up, and usually they're ending up scoring. But it's important. She's been through it, and she can handle the pressure. So every game, pretty much, if it comes down to it, or at the end of the game, we want Haley to have the ball because we know, if they're going to foul, she's going to give us the foul shots we need. So it's extremely important, and that's just where the consistency comes into play. And I think that comes with being older, being a senior, being mature, and taking that role on. A lot of kids sometimes, they say they want the ball, they want to score, but when it comes down to it, you can tell that, certain kids don't want the ball in their hands. And I'll tell you what, Haley wants the ball, and, we trust her because she's earned that trust. And, you got to have someone that wants the ball and that's going to get the job done.
And Coach, you mentioned the other talent. You got a great group of core young players on this team who have played well for you all year. Asmira's played well. You got Tania's played well. Zamora's played well. Isabella, and you got the freshman, Cam Baldwin, who's been big for you guys as well. So this is a really good team with a lot of young players. Did we lose Nick?
We broke up a little bit there. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear it. So I'm not sure if you caught my last question. My last question was more around, the young group of core players that you have that have
Okay.
really stepped up for you this year. There you are. I got you now.
Yes, we're very young. Like you said, Haley's our only senior, but it's very important for the girls that young and girls that are young to realize that they're going to be put in this situation. We noticed it a little last game. We settled in. It was maybe a couple minutes playing on that tape, and I think we're going to see it a little bit on Tuesday. But it is extremely important for them to understand their role, and their role is without them. We don't have a team, but we don't play how we've been playing. I mean, you can tell sometimes when we make silly mistakes out there, it is because we are young, but we've improved so much from in the beginning. You don't really realize it until we look back at old film and we see how long how far we came. And we've improved across the board with skills, and them just taking on that role and understanding that they might be young, but they can't make those mistakes that they used to make. They're not making it now. And I think this is just giving them experience. Now we're at the semifinals. It's going to give them a little bit more taste of, how is it going to feel playing on that stage and settling in and maturing and learning from that.
Yeah, so they're going to have to mature in a heartbeat, right? Because you guys get to play the top seeded Bishop Ludden next week. What stands out to you the most when you watch Ludden on film?
We've been talking about it. It's number 2, that Ava. She's pretty fast. Their point guard. We got to get back in transition. They got about 3 players that are solid. I would all of 2 that we got to shut down. But if we play our game, we could easily beat them by 12 to 15 points. I mean, I know when you're getting in the semi games, they're always close and stuff. But if we truly played our game and just worked hard and we stay out of foul trouble and we play together as a team, have we been, I honestly think 15 points. I mean, we were up, we showed with Liverpool there. They won the section title three times in a row, and they're coming in. They were supposed to be, I guess, the top team. We had to go there. We didn't agree with that as much, but we told the kids, let's just prove everybody wrong here. They think that we should be traveling here and they're the better team. And we came out first half, it was 30-11. Down the stretch, we ended up winning by 10. We didn't take care of the ball as we should and as we could. We got a little rattled there, but we didn't tank. And in the beginning of the year, when things didn't go our way, we definitely took ourselves out the game. A couple of the players would, put their head down, feel bad about themselves. And we didn't do that. We didn't stop fighting. We played through maybe a couple calls that we didn't like, and they were getting a little aggressive, but we never, stopped playing hard, playing together. We cheered everybody on. And everybody, it was a true team win. I mean, we would make a basket. We were chest bumping. We were picking people up after an and one. Girls were excited, like they made the one and it was somebody else. And that's, as a team camaraderie, it was just amazing, like, to see that.
So I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach Medicis here, my last one for you. RFA girls win next week if you do what?
We play together as a team. We stay out of foul trouble and play defense. I mean, when we play defense, we get steals, we go in transition. That's how we score a lot of our points. We're fast, we're aggressive. So I would say we gotta, play together like we have been, and play hard defense. Do all the little things, get to the spot beforehand, to play after. We don't want to foul. So we do the little stuff early, then we'll definitely take it home, and we're gonna go to the championship.
Well, Coach, listen, best of luck next week. The whole community's proud of you guys. And as I was telling Coach Medicis, the community travels well. So hopefully you'll have a good crowd next week, and hopefully both RFA teams win and can punch their ticket to the final. So good luck, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Rocky.
All right, have a good one, Coach. So that was Coach NikkiJo Vescio, who was filling in for Coach Bev for me here this morning. And they got their hands full, but they're playing well. Both teams are playing extremely well as they head into the Section 3 semifinal. So, and just like that, we've come to an end here at another live edition of the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. Again, I want to send a big thank you to boys head coach, Coach Medicis, Coach Vescio, who just joined me for joining today and giving us a great look inside both programs as they prepare for both Section 3 matchups against Bishop Ludden. So congratulations to both teams and best of luck. The entire Mohawk Valley will be rooting for you. As always, thank you to everyone tuning in, supporting local sports. Remember, these moments, the hard work, the preparation, and the community support are what makes high school athletes so special. Continue to follow and support the student athletes. Don't forget, make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. Catch me anywhere, anytime on all social media platforms. And I just want to make sure I give a special thank you because the viewership for the shows have been through the roof on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, wherever you catch all your podcasts. The viewership has went extremely high and continues to grow. So I appreciate the support from everybody across the Mohawk Valley. Tomorrow I will release my February team of the month. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Look for that on social media tomorrow. A lot of good teams had a good month of February. So we'll see who takes home the Rockpile Sports Network team of the month. So enjoy your weekend, everybody, and make sure to tune in again next Sunday to the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch right here on the Rockpile. Have a good weekend, everybody.